Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. And this one's titled, For Not Caring About Color, They Sure Care a Lot About Color. Okay, now this is of course speaking about, the Edomites. Alright, specifically really these Christian Edomites. Alright, oh, God, it doesn't matter what color God is. It doesn't matter, God's all colors. And that's really spilled over to Jake. Alright, because they got Jake on that madness. He's whatever. You know, that video a while back ago that Elder Manata Zakbaf out of GMS South Carolina put out. You know, that one so-called, black woman. Alright, and he's all colors. He's whatever color you need him to be. What does that even mean? What does that mean? So if you're Asian, God's Asian. If you're so-called black, God's so-called black. If you're white, God's so-called white. How does he more? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. All right, and that's that madness that comes out of this Christian church, because they're the ones that have pushed this. It doesn't matter about his color, but for not caring about color, they sure care a lot about color. They make sure to make all the depictions of him are leprous. They make sure to have any time there's a depiction of this Jesus character. All right, they're always a blonde, like blondish, dirty blonde hair, blue eyes. All right, leprous skin. All right, long hair. All right, which even though the Bible directly says having long hair as a man's going off, but they still depict him that way. Okay, so for not caring about color, they sure care a lot about color. Okay, and that's because they do care. They really do care. It's just that they try to cover up. Color doesn't matter. Well, then why isn't he depicted as any other color? Why is he depicted as a so-called white person? Why don't you ever see him depicted as a so-called Asian if color doesn't matter? Why don't you ever see him depicted as a so-called Mexican if color doesn't matter? If he's every color, why is that? Why is it that the only two, things you ever see the sun depicted as is either a so-called white man, which is incorrect, or a so-called white man, or a so-called black man, which would be correct? Okay. Now over in those other countries, they have I believe it's Russia. All right. We'll look it up, and we're gonna have to use the J word here. It's because they really try to cover everything up. Okay, but if you look it up, and they'll try to say, oh, these images darkened over time. Okay, these images are darkened over time, and some of these aren't too accurate. Some of them look more Arabic. All right, but there are ones that you can tell. There's pictures we can get, depictions of Hebrews that make them. It shows them how they truly are. Those are rare and few and in between, but they do exist. Okay, we can get for example, this is a Pangea Mavriotisa depiction of Yahweh Shai. Okay, see the tree of Jesse, Yahweh Shai, close up. Okay, you can see. Look at the hair. It's even got the woolly like consistency to it. But a lot of these don't survive. All right, as you can see, they're all scratched up. All right. You can go over here. This is the Dura Europus, Moses and Aaron depiction. Alright, look at that, man. If you didn't know what this picture was, okay, if you didn't know what this picture was, and you showed this to someone, and you asked him, what race do you think these two men are here? They'd either say they were so-called Negroes, or they'd be lying, alright? They'd be trying to beat around the bush and say, oh, they might be, something else. But no, this shows you they're two dark men that happen to be ruddy as well. Okay, and this is what ruddy means as well. It doesn't mean red. It means like brown with red undertones. That's ruddy. Okay, it's still brown. But those people wouldn't want to admit that. They wouldn't want to admit that. And if you look at the rest of Pangea maveritosa. Alright. Artesa. You can see they have, this is in Greece, and you can see, but a lot of it's been damaged over time or completely, you know, just removed. But there you go. And they don't like auto-correcting if you spell that one wrong. They don't like doing that at all. But I could spell Burger King almost all fucked up, and I bet it would still get it, you know. So that, you know, and that's exactly what they do. And if you look at black in the there you go. They call it the Black Madonna. All right, so why would it, you know, in you know, why are all these images brown? Okay, I thought it was originally a picture of well, I have this one. All right, Latin America. So, you know, but they call it the Black Madonna. But you gotta wonder why are all these historical images brown, and not in just brown as in, oh, they were Middle Eastern, but brown as in these people were so-called Negroes. Okay, so for not caring about color, they sure care a lot about color, and make sure to get rid of as many of those images as possible. For example, when you depict them, and Elder Manatazakba always mentions this, why is it that nobody freaks out when you depict, you know, the sun as, you know, if we just look up, well, when we look up in this, let's see, what color is going to come up? Do you have any idea? There you go. Well, they made him a little darker on that one, but these are the images. Now they're trying to get smart and try to make him a little bit darker, but they're making him look wrong. Like, he didn't look like this. He didn't look like this either. It looks ridiculous. Well, that was a forensic recreation of what he would look like. No, that's not the case. Okay, so, but this is how they historically depicted him. There you go. That's a famous one right there. There's another famous one. He's always a white guy, with the very rare occasion that he's sometimes depicted as a Middle Eastern guy. Okay, but this is how he's usually depicted. All right, brownish hair. Sometimes it's a dirty blonde. All right, blue eyes. All right, and you know, that's how it is, man. Leprous skin, of course. Can't forget to mention that one. There you go. See, this is a very famous image. All right, so there you go. So if we're not caring about color, they sure care a lot about color. So you don't see any so-called black people. So in order to get that, you have to type this in, and they've been getting rid of images. Okay, from the image search. There's been images that I have downloaded that you can't even find anymore. All right, but here you go. Why is it a problem when the sun's depicted like that? And then we're not saying the sun looks like this, all right, or the father looks like this. These are depictions, okay? They're a more accurate description, all right, or depiction of what he would look like, not what he does look like, what he would look like. Similarities, right? Based off of the descriptions that the Bible gives. Okay, here's this image, all right? So, let's grab some scriptures, though. All right, let's prove it. All right, let's go. Well, let's go back. Let's go back. So you see these images. All right, and let's get up let's duplicate this and go back on this one. Okay, because we've been talking too much. We need to get some scriptures. So here we go. So here over here, let's grab this one. All right, let's grab this one, right? And then we'll grab, where's that famous one that we just had a minute ago? And when they do these things, they make it as a joke. All right, here it is. There we go. So we'll grab these two images right here, right? There's the ones we'll grab. Actually, you know what? We'll grab see, they don't want the images to come in. There we go. These will work. Okay, so let's go over to Revelation 1 and 12. We're going to read, and then we're going to go back to those images. Revelation 1 and 12 through 1 and 16. It reads, And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. And his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was as the sun shineth in his strength. So let's go through here. Okay, he was clothed in a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. Let's see. Let's get a full body image. So it doesn't. Is this supposed to be the golden girdle? Alright, is that supposed to... Let's get that one. Alright, because that one's supposed to be... Is this supposed to be the golden girdle? Is that the garment that's down to foot? They don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so here's the golden girdle. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go back. Alright. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Well, that doesn't match. Okay, well that matches. Okay, and it has the woolly consistency. Alright, because not only is it white like wool, it's of a woolly consistency. Alright, we can get that in Daniel 7 and 9. Alright, we'll get that here in just a moment. So actually, let's go get that now. Daniel 7 and 9 reads, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Now I bet if we get the Good News Translation on this, it's going to do some funny business. Let's see. No. Nope. Even in the Good News Translation. While I was looking, thrones were put in place. One who had been living forever sat down on one of the thrones. His clothes were as white as snow, and his hair was like pure wool. His throne, mounted on fiery wheels, was blazing with fire. And the Father and the Son, alright, both have woolly hair. Alright? Both have woolly white hair. Okay? Woolly. So if you know, and you can try to get around it. No, it wasn't like wool. It was saying like wool because wool is white. Wool isn't always white. Okay? Wool is not always white. If you look up wool colors, I knew Minecraft was going to come up, but if you look at colors and what we should do is sheep colors. All right? It says, wild sheep are largely varieties of brown hues, and variation within species extremely limited. Colors of domestic sheep range from pure white to dark chocolate brown, and even spotted or piebald. Okay? So, that means that most of the time sheep are not white. Okay? For the most part, they're not white. Alright? And there's so many different colors. So if you're trying to describe the color white, alright, you wouldn't just say wool. Alright, you wouldn't just say wool or, oh, wool. Like, what do you mean? Like the dirtiest brown or a white or a brown? What color of wool are you talking about? Look. Okay, there's many different colors of sheep. You can't just say, you know, wool and just expect it to be white. But that's what these people say. That's what these people say. But if that was the case, when it's talking about when they talk about the father, they sometimes get the father's hair color right. They get it's white, right? But it's not woolly right. But it's not woolly and white, all right? But with the son, they never get that one right. It's always brown. How do they get that? Doesn't make any sense, right? So let's continue on. Let's go back. We got Daniel 7 and 9. So it shows you there once again. We'll read it again, Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, that the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. Is there anything else we can get from here? Let's see. Yeah, that's all we can get. We need from there. But let's continue on with this. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. We got that. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay, let's go here. These ones are browns. And usually they're usually, you know, blue or brown. Are they red though? Let's see. Let's go. Oh, these ones are though. That's more accurate. All right, that's more accurate. So let's continue on. And his feet, and I don't know about you, but my feet are about the same color as the rest of my body. It says, and I turned to see the voice that Slakia. Verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Alright, so his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burned in a furnace. Let's look at brass. Okay, and they try to give you the lightest brass ever. Alright, so there you go. This is brass. And it shows you brass right there, but they try to give you the goldenest brass. It's all a trick by Esau, right? But yeah, brass. Here's brass. This is brass. Alright, now, that's just brass. Alright, now let's look up burnt brass. There you go. See, look at that. That's like burnt brass. But there you go. See how dark that is? And sometimes they make it lighter. But regardless, even if you tried to use that, that would still be the color of a so-called light-skinned person. Alright? Check this out. Brass, burnt brass. Okay? Burnt. There you go. Look at that. Many different colors, man. But they're always dark brown, alright, depending, and it depends how long they were burnt, but very dark brown. See how, look at that. See, look at this. See the darkness down there? Alright. There you go. See, now there's a video that IUIC made. Not that I'm condoning IUIC, you shouldn't watch them at all, but it came up one time. There it is. And they take a piece of brass and they burn it, so check it out. Here we go. Here's Rich Marin. This is how these people go. All right. It says, yeah, brass burning in a furnace is whiter than white, a glowing white, almost purple, just like his white face and white hair as a snow in Revelation 1:14. It's black and red, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if he's green or pink or orange, because he is the spirit. If it doesn't matter, then why does it upset you so much? If it doesn't matter, for not caring, you sure seem to care a lot. Alright, and then this guy says brass burns white in the furnace, and just in case anyone is wondering, bronze turns red in the furnace. So either way, not black. What you are seeing on that candle is stick holder is soot from the fire. Yeah, it could be soot, but guess what? It could be soot. Sure. It says do that to anything with a lighter and it will turn black. And you know, And this guy is just, this is the state of people. For not caring about color, they sure care about color. And this guy here looked to be like a so-called a black person. But maybe not. Maybe he's a tear. But there you go. But if you look up burnt brass, again, because they're like, oh, it burns white in the furnace. If you look up burnt brass, it didn't say as it was burning in the furnace. It says as if they burned. What is burned? We need the, okay, here it is. The past tense version of burn. It doesn't say, and his feet like unto fine brass as if they were burning in a furnace. It said as if they burned in a furnace. So the burning was already taking place. So burnt brass comes out what color? This color, you fucking morons. Brass burns white in a furnace. It didn't say it was as it was burning. It said as it burned. As if they burned. Not as if they were burning. Past tense. Look it up, you dumb motherfuckers, because you don't know anything. You don't learn. What is past tense? We gotta go back to elementary school. Past tense. What does that mean? A tense expression an action that has happened, or a state that previously existed. It's not burning currently, but it did burn. Past tense of burn. What would it be? Burned. Burned. If something is the word burn, if it's happening currently, it's burning. If it happened a while ago, it burned. Okay, you got that? You need homework? You okay in the mind, guys? You got everything? Jeez, you guys are fucking touched. You got the fucking mental retardation demon on you. Goddamn. Revelation 1:15, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned, not burning, everyone, not in the furnace currently burning, but had burned. Burned. Got it? Okay, don't want to go too fast. As if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. So they are like as if they were burned. They burned already, not as they're currently burning, you fucking idiots. God damn. You people piss me off, really. You know? Because you say the dumbest shit, the most uneducated, dumbest shit. Alright? The most idiotic, stupendous shit. It burns white. It didn't say it was burning currently. It says as if they burned. Like they'd already been in there and had not been burning currently. You people try to get any way around it. For not caring about color, you sure care a lot about color. And a lot of you jakes are along with, well, he could be any color. What, he's gonna be purple? There ain't no fucking purple people, man. Okay? There ain't no fucking purple people. He could be green. Where's the green people? Where are the green people at? Where's the nation of green? Alright, we want to see him. Where's the green people at? Where's the purple people at? God could be purple, green, blue. Where's the purple, green, and blue people at then, huh? If he could be those colors, where are they at? Because those people don't exist. Alright, you got yellow, brown, and leprous. That's what you got. Alright, multiple shades of brown, multiple shades of yellow, and leprous. And really, if you want to get down to it, yellow is really a shade of brown. Those Asian people, really, they're a form of brown as well, because their skin has melanin in it as well. Alright, but these white people, alright, these so-called white people, they don't have any melanin in their skin except for a few fucking freckles that they got. Okay? So, really, they're the ones that aren't, they're the ones that stand out. They're really the minority because everybody else in the world is brown. They're the only ones that aren't. These Europeans. Alright? So, how is that a minority? How is our people the minority when there's more brown people, alright, than there are white people, so-called white people? It's all a game that they play, man. So going through Revelation, chapter 1, all right, and looking, who added up more? Because it damn sure wasn't this guy, all right. And we're not saying Yahushua looks like this, but this is a more accurate depiction, because this sure isn't an accurate depiction, all right. This isn't. He doesn't have long hair. He doesn't have blue eyes. All right. He doesn't have pasty leprous skin. All right. He doesn't have any of those things. Okay. He looks more like this, and you can see not every depiction is the same because it's not the exact image. We're not saying that's exactly what he looks like, but it's a more accurate depiction, okay? Because he actually has the white hair and the brown skin, unlike, the blonde hair, dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. That doesn't describe him as that, but they put him as that. Why? Why? For not caring about color. They sure care about the color that he's depicted as. All right, let's go over to Acts. And, if we go over, we can go to, let's see, we can go to, in the Hebrews were, how do I want to do this? Well, first of all, let's go pull this up, because we're about to get into not Amos, but Acts 13:1. Okay, and I want to show you something. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna go and get the 12 tribes chart, right? And we're gonna go and find Simeon. All right, Simeon. Okay, are who? The so-called Dominicans. Simeon, the so-called Dominicans. Okay, let's go over and get Slovakia. Alright, and that would be Northern Kingdom. But look, you got Judah, so-called Negroes, Benjamin, so-called West Indians, alright, Levi, so-called Haitians, alright, and then you got Simeon, the so-called Dominicans, Zebulon, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, Manasseh, the Cubans, so-called, alright, Gad, the so-called North American Indians, Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians, Naphtali, the so-called Argentinian, the Chileans, Asher, the so-called Colombians, the Uruguayans, Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, right? So all a very brown people. Now we're gonna jump over. All right, we're gonna have to do a couple things here, but we're gonna get Acts 13:1, and this is gonna blow your mind. Not if you've already heard it, but here you go. So it says, now there were in the church, Acts 13:1, now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, which was actually a different word, but I'm not going to go ahead and say it because I'm too pasty to be saying shit like that. It says, and not shit like that, Slovakia, but, the word, not this, but that word. And Simeon that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manin, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. All right, so Simeon. Let's just look up this. All right. See, they depict him as being black. I wonder why. All right. Let's see. Check this out. Boyd's Bible Dictionary. What does this mean? Black. Black. It's Latin for black. And Simeon may have been named so because of his dark complexion. But this is not necessarily a necessary conclusion. Yeah. Look, a phonic. It's not Niger, it's Neeg. There you go. Neeg. You gotta think. And who's Simeon? Let's go back. Who's the tribe of Simeon? Dominicans. Let's look at the Dominican people. Interesting. Very interesting. Sometimes they come out light, but I knew a Dominican girl. She went to my school, and she looked like this. All right, that dark. Okay, so like this. And hey, you just gotta think. But they try to cover it up. Simeon was called Neger. Does this prove? Let's see this. What does this mean? Simeon was called Neger. Does this prove that the Israelites were black? I bet they're gonna say no. Yep, there we go. The verse doesn't say he was black. It very clearly says that he was called black. There's no reason to assume that this was based on skin color. This is simply interpreted into a verse. Okay, look, why would somebody call me black? If I was walking down the street, why would somebody be like, hey, you black motherfucker, you? Why would anybody do that? That wouldn't make any sense. Because I'm not, all right? I have leprosy of the skin, all right? Now, my right complexion I would be, all right? But through the generations of my family, I've turned out to be leprous because the men happened to get with a lot of white women. Okay, so going back to my bloodline, you'd see darker and darker men, but I'm a product of generational bleaching, so. No, it wouldn't make any sense for me to be called black. Oh yeah, that's that brother down here. We call him black, but for why? I'm not. I don't have brown skin. I have pasty, so-called white leprous skin. Okay, it wouldn't make any sense. The verse doesn't say he was black. It says he was called black. For what? For why? That doesn't make any sense. These are those dumb Christian fucking conclusions. All right, it's dumb. Okay. Calling Simeon black based on him being black would only have made sense if the church Antioch in which he taught and the other disciples, the Israelites that were with him, were themselves not black. So you people, man. You people are, for not caring about color, you sure care a lot about color. Making sure, no, they weren't black. No, he was just called black. It doesn't say he was black. He was just called black. No, he doesn't look like that. He doesn't look like a black man. He looks like this. He can be any color, purple or blue. But when we show pictures of him, he's always got to be a white man. He could be purple, blue, green, gray. It doesn't matter. But stop with that picture of a black man. Don't do that. He better be white. He better be white. For not caring about color, they sure care a lot about color. They sure care a lot about color. What else? What else do we have with the Hebrews? What else do we have about skin color? Because we got Yahushai's skin color. We now have Simeon's skin color. Let's go to Job 30 and verse 30. It says. Well, actually, let's go back up. Where do you want to start from here? Let's just look up Job 30 and 30. I want to see what they say. Let's see first. Yeah, see it's saying... Yeah, here we go, another Christian site, check it out. Let's go back, Job 30 and 30. It says, my skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. Jumping over to what is this, Bible study? It says, here it is. It says, Job described his skin as black, likely indicating that his skin was dark and peeling. He felt abandoned by God and hopeless, and his physical condition amplified this perception. Okay? What skin color did Job have? Job was an ancient Hebrew son of Abraham and would have had Middle Eastern skin color, darker hair and eyes. Job mentions his skin is black in Job 30 and 30. We don't know what color the first man's skin was. Well, the first man's skin color was it wasn't white. All right, it was brown, which you would call black. So, continuing on, we might have to do a part 2 on this because we've already gotten further. But let's try to get let's get Exodus 4 and 6. Let's get it. Exodus 4 and 6 through 7, actually. Speaking of, I will actually just get it from here. So, we'll just start from 4. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, put forth thine hand, and take it by the tail, and he put forth his hand and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. Speaking of the serpent that became a rod, right? It says that they may believe that the Lord Lord your power, or our power, right? The Lord Yahweh of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee. And the Lord said furthermore unto him, Put now thine hand into thy bosom, or bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, or bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, Put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and when he plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. Okay, so why would it be mentioned that it was leprous as snow if his skin was already leprous? Okay, why would that be mentioned? You know, it wouldn't make any sense. Or you're saying, oh well, why would they call him black? It wouldn't make any sense unless the other Hebrews weren't black. Well, why would this work unless it wasn't a brown person? Answer that one. Answer that one. Bet you can't. Bet you can't. Okay. So, and there's differing skin color. No, they're differing skin colors. You know, here's another one. Why would they mention that? Well, why would they mention it unless he was a different color? Hear about this. Why would they mention this? Genesis 25 and 25 reads, And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Why would they, unless everyone's red, all right, and really leprous, because if you look at Esau, all right, white man, if you look, all right, really, they're red. Look, that's pinkish red. Okay, look, that's red. No, that guy might not even be all the way white, but he has a leprous skin complexion. All right, look at this. So there you go. And we could continue on. But I don't know why they're. But there you go. Why would they differentiate between that if they were all the same color? Wouldn't make any sense now, would it? Wouldn't make any sense. Let's get Job 9 and 24. I gotta get ready and head out to the plantation here in a minute. So we got a couple more scriptures we gotta get through. Let's get Job 9 and 24. Here it is. So if they don't care about skin color, why did they? Let's go look up. And they got rid of the website now, and you gotta wonder why they did that. Okay, you gotta wonder why they did that. But you know what the great thing is? That I knew that they were going to do this. Alright, don't mind the gamer tag. It's old. So, luckily, let's see if can we still go to this website? I wonder. Oh, we can. Okay, so they didn't take it down. They just made it super hard to find. So you can go to this website, realhistory.www.com. All right, and there's a bunch of stuff, and some of it can get a little bugged out. So just look at the images and don't read any of the context because it'll get bugged out. All right, but you can see there's plenty of images. All right, we can go over here and look at all of the religious frescoes. All right, here we go. Check this one out. This is the one I was looking for. It says the Sumela Monastery in Turkey. What whites, Edomites, sometimes do when they find a so-called black face and there's no nose to break off. Look. and I can't remember what that says. I looked it up one time, and I think it says something about Jacob, something with his skin color. All right, something about Jacob's skin color. All right, and Jacob is Jacob. All right, so you can see they blocked out all the faces. Okay, they blocked out all the faces because it pissed them off. All right, so there you go. So you can look up breaking noses off statues, and that's why there's so many statues without noses. All right. Researchers have shown that the ancient Egyptians believed that the statues had a life force. If an opposing power came across a statue it wanted to disable, the best way to do that was to break off the statue's nose and hamper their breathing. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. All right. It's because you want to know why? You want to know why they broke off the nose? Because you can't hide a so-called Negro nose. Okay? You can't. Okay? Because let's just look this up. There you go. So, and we'll get now we don't even want to use George Floyd, but look at the nose. Okay, Esau has always mocked Jake for having a bigger nose, but it's a better looking nose. It's more efficient. All right, you can breathe better. All right, look at that. Look at that. Say, look at white people. Look at this nose. Okay. See, look, that's a so-called albino. All right, that'd be a so-called, black person, but they have albinism, right? And look, you can still tell the nose. You can still tell because of the nose and the hair, right? You can still tell because of the nose, all right, and the hair. So I don't know why I would look up white people. All these black people, these so-called black people come up. All right. But there you go. Look at the nose. But you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. That's why they break off noses. Okay? Because if they don't break off noses, you'd start to realize, oh shit, that wasn't a white person. All right. So there you go. That's why all these noses are busted off. Okay? And some of these noses have just been busted off, but the Egyptian ones, you gotta wonder why those noses were busted off. You just gotta wonder. You just gotta wonder. Okay. So we got a few more to get, and then we're gonna close out. I gotta wrap it up here. First, here we gotta go. We gotta get Job 9:24. It reads, "The earth is given in the hand of the wicked being Esau Edom. It says, he covereth the faces of the judge thereof. Where, if not, where, and who is he?" So he covers up these things, and he covers up, pictures and depictions of ancient Hebrews, all right, and paints them as what? White, so-called white. Okay, why? I thought the color didn't matter. Why does it have to be you? Okay, let's look at 3:47. They do this. This is what they did. First Maccabees 3:47. Slakia. It says, First Maccabees 3:48, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images." Laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So they wanted to make Yahushua white looking. They wanted to make Yahweh white looking. All right, they wanted to make all the Hebrews white looking. They wanted to make everyone white looking. All the tribes white looking. Moab white looking. Esau white looking, which they got that one right. All right, Jacob white looking. All right, they wanted Moab and Ammon and Ishmael all white looking. All right, everyone. Nobody looks different. God damn, how did all these other brown people come about then? If everyone's white in the Bible, doesn't make any sense. Because it doesn't make any sense, because not the people of the Bible are a brown-skinned people. All right, and how did the white people come forth? Through the seed line of Esau, because they were different. All right, they were different. All right, so we're gonna close out with Revelation 12:9. This is what they did. after those 1,000 years were lifted up, all right? Because Esau was under Jacob for 1,000 years, all right, in bondage, all right? And then they broke out of that bondage out of 1,000 years, and when they went forth, what did they do? It says Revelation 12 and 9. That's not it. It's supposed to be Did I really miss it? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Revelation 12 and 9, and this isn't the one we were getting, but we'll get that one. Alright, Revelation 20 and 7, it says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and he shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea." Right, and that's happening with Russia. Okay, so we had to get that. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to go and deceive the nations. And what have they done? Deceive the nations. Here's Revelation 12 and 9, where it says, "And that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent," and this is speaking of, them being thrown out, all right, and cast out of the world, all right, and they're going to be thrown into captivity. Revelation 12 and 9, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." So, hey, it shows you he's the deceiver, man. He went through and knocked off noses and painted over things, and when things appear brown, those aged with time. Why didn't the Mona Lisa age with time? All right, why didn't all these? Let's look up medieval paintings. Why didn't these darken with time? Why didn't this darken with time? Why didn't these darken with time? That one's different, but that's not what he looks like either. Okay. Why didn't these darken with time? There's an example. Let's go back up. What about this one? Why didn't this one darken with time? Okay, you said that this is supposed to be, a Jebus, as you call him. All right, because I won't call this image Yahweh Shai, because he didn't look like this at all. That's not a depiction of Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai doesn't look like that. Okay, it couldn't be. Okay, why didn't this one darken? Why did not the old depictions? Look at this. Why didn't this darken with time? Why didn't it darken with time? If they all darken with time, why didn't that darken with time? Why didn't this darken with time? Well, it darkened a little bit, but why didn't they darken to the point of being so-called black people, as the other images were? Why is it that did this part only this part darken with time and the rest were fine? Because they went out and they deceived, man. They went out and they deceived, all right, and put themselves in the position. Oh, we're the Hebrews. We're the Hebrews. We're the Hebrews. No, Hebrews were white. The Hebrews were white. All right, so. But, God can be purple, blue, green. But hey, so there's no purple, blue, or green people. So for not caring about color, these people sure care a lot about color. All right, and that's all we had to say for this lesson. That's all we had to bring out. I got to go, brothers and sisters. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you, brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.